So many of us want to open up to other people, but we feel like we just can't. We've tried over and over again, and we've been condemned for it. Not just to women, but with other men too. We feel like we just can't really be ourselves, be authentic, connect with people. We want friends, we want a girlfriend, and we want to make those connections, but at the same time, we feel like we just aren't allowed to make those connections. Because in order to make them, we have to open up. And every time we open up, people just treat us like we're a freak, a weirdo. Particularly women. If you just talk to them, even in a friendly way, most of them treat you like you're a villain or you're a creep. They've just been trained to see you as a threat. But with other guys too, there's a real stigma about just being authentic, being real with people. There's a real barrier between everybody. And so we end up just being alone, feeling like we have to be alone. We have no control over this. God, even physical touch, we go months without physical touch sometimes, and physical touch with a woman, maybe years or even longer. And it's not that we're just stuck literally on our own all the time. That's what's so maddening about it, because we go out into the world, we go to the grocery store, we go to a bar maybe, we go to events, and we're around other people physically, but we're still alone. And that's what hurts so much. I'm reminded of a quote all the time that goes something along the lines of, there's something far worse than being alone, and that's being alone in a crowd. We're not just on our own, we're invisible. We're invisible to other people, and we don't see any way out of it, any way to connect. We feel like we're not allowed to even talk about what we're going through or how we feel about it. Because when we do open up about it, we're told either to not complain about it, or just given advice about, oh, just man up, sport. Get out there and make connections, sport. Nothing will change unless you get out there. But that's not really listening. That's not really someone actually listening to what you're going through and how you're feeling about it. You can't really process any of it. When people give advice when you start talking about how you're feeling, that's really just another way of saying, stop talking about it. Shut up. Go fix your problem so I don't have to hear about it. And when it comes to women, if you display any level of sexual attraction, even just desire or standards, whether it's towards a woman or just generally, you're condemned for it. If you post a picture online of like an attractive woman and say, hey, this is a beautiful actress or something, people will see you as objectifying her, or you're sexualizing women or whatever. Women can do it all the time. They go to the theaters and see Chris Hemsworth stripped naked, and hey, that's great. They can post pictures of Henry Cavill and say, oh, we have low standards, we just need men to look like this. That's fine. That's empowering. That's great. But you aren't allowed to say any of that. You aren't allowed to talk about it. You aren't allowed to express it. And because of that, we don't feel comfortable even feeling it. I think one of the reasons why it's so hard for us to open up, even to other guys, is because we've trained ourselves to keep our real emotions and our real thoughts behind a barrier out of a sense of self-preservation. We've been trained to protect ourselves against the relentless condemnation and attacks that we've built a barrier to protect ourselves that we can't really find a way out of. And something else I've started to notice recently is, I think one of the big reasons why we want a relationship with women, but also with other men, is out of a sense of validation of our own self-worth. That we've been living in this situation where we're condemned for opening up. We're treated like a monster all the time. We're turned down anytime we try to make a connection. We've internalized it into our own sense of self-worth, that we don't deserve that kind of connection. And because of it, I think we've developed loads and loads of coping mechanisms, whether that's porn for dealing with the loneliness, feeling that we're unable to find a woman at all in our life is just totally hopeless. Using irony and emotional detachment or nihilism as a way of dealing with any kind of real, genuine emotional pain of feeling let down by the world, feeling like your life isn't going to add up to much of anything. Not because you aren't anything, but because the world just keeps smacking you down, and so you rely on a sense of bitterness to cope with it, falling onto rage at women or society as a way to cover up the real pain underneath, or just total emotional shutdown. We just entirely shut down how we're feeling so we don't have to deal with it. We just resign ourselves. I see that a lot in millennials and especially in a lot of Gen Z people. They're just totally emotionally flat. There's just nothing really going on there. And it's totally understandable that we feel this way. I mean, it's the world we've been raised in, and we feel like we're not able to do anything about it. But I think one of the biggest reasons why we feel powerless is because we've internalized all this stuff that we've been raised to believe, everything we've been treated with. We've internalized it. We've internalized the idea that we don't really deserve our own life, that we don't deserve relationships, or we don't deserve to feel what we feel, or think what we think, or express it. We feel like we can't do it. And I think that's a really important phrasing right there. No one's physically stopping us. We can do it, but we don't. It's not that we can't do it, but we feel like we don't have the right. Because, well, understandably, again, much of the world believes we don't. Much of the world believes we really don't have the right to feel what we feel and express it. But the real problem is that I think a lot of us have subconsciously internalized that. And because of it, we keep ourselves stuck. We keep ourselves stuck in a situation that we hate. And that's why we feel powerless. It's because we're trapped in our own cage. We built a wall around us to protect ourselves, but now we can't find a way out. So something I'm going to be doing for myself, and I really encourage you to do, is to get out into the world and start making friends. Start talking, not to women, but to guys. Start talking to guys. Practice being more sociable. Practice just sharing what's on your mind, what's going on. And I mean, it's going to be probably similar to the dating experiences. A lot of people probably aren't going to be that enthusiastic about opening up or connecting. But if you go to a bar and just sit down and start talking to people, I think you'll be surprised. I've done that several times already, and every time it's been actually really nice. You know, they didn't end up being my best friends or something like that, but we ended up talking and having a nice night, sharing thoughts and feelings about stuff. And I think the more that you do that for yourself, the more you get those moments of evidence for yourself that, no, you can just go talk to somebody, and you can just open up, and you can just be yourself. That's possible, and it's okay. The more you'll build that confidence up, and I think the more you talk to guys and become comfortable talking to guys, it'll be a hell of a lot easier talking to women. And when they condemn you for it, won't hurt that much, because you'll have loads of evidence in your own mind that actually I'm not a freak. I'm a normal dude. You're the freak. Well, that was just a thought I was having today, and I'm interested to see what you think about it. So leave a comment, and if you want to see more, like and subscribe. I will see you next time.
How interesting. Just look at that.